Who is really leading the NDA in Tamil Nadu today? Is it the AIADMK under Edappadi Palaniswami or the BJP leadership in Delhi?
தமிழ்நாட்டிலே நமது தேசிய ஜனநாயக கூட்டணியின் தலைமையேற்றிருக்கின்ற பச்சை தமிழர் அருமை அண்ணன் EPS அவர்களும்
double engine government, Delhi NDA government, Tamil Nadu NDA government, and together we will transform Tamil Nadu.
That question is increasingly being asked as the alliance prepares for the next big election battle in Tamil Nadu. In April last year, the BJP chief election strategist Amit Shah announced the revival of the alliance with the AIADMK and said the elections would be fought under the Edappadi Palaniswami's leadership. He even spoke about the possibility of a coalition government. But 11 months later, the political signals appear somewhat different. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Home Minister Amit Shah have repeatedly said that only a BJP NDA government will be formed in Tamil Nadu. At the same time, the alliance has expanded with the inclusion of TTV Dinakaran's AIADMK and a few other parties. Yet, the evolving dynamics have left many observers wondering who is really calling the shots within the NDA in Tamil Nadu. Hello, I am D. Suresh Kumar and you are watching Tamil Nadu Elections with the Hindu. Today, I am joined by my senior colleague and senior associate editor, T. Ramakrishnan alias TRK, who has closely followed Tamil Nadu politics and has extensively covered the AIADMK. TRK, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Let me begin with the question. You know, when the alliance was revived last year, it became pretty clear because Edappadi Palaniswami kept saying that he will lead the alliance and the AIADMK will form a government on its own with an absolute majority. But somewhere down the line, you find that as increasingly 3 NDA meetings have been held, public meetings, you find that the tone and tenor of both the Prime Minister and the Home Minister is that the BJP is playing an overbearing role. Even negotiations on the alliance seem to be happening in New Delhi with Mr. Palaniswami going to Delhi, right? Something which we have not seen in the past. So, do you think somewhere this impression is gaining ground that the AIADMK is being subservient to the BJP? I am asking this especially in the context of DMK President and Chief Minister M.K. Stalin repeatedly pitching these elections as the one between the DMK and NDA and Tamil Nadu and New Delhi.
See, if you look at the whole picture, there can be 2 explanations. In 2024, it was BJP that led the NDA. Okay. So when they revived, when the AIADMK and BJP revived their relationship last year, I think it became the responsibility of the BJP to bring all its allies who fought together with the party in 2024 to the fold of AIADMK, the broader alliance. Okay. So that way, you see, because AIADMK at that time in 2024, it had only DMDK, which has now crossed over to the DMK camp. Okay. Other than that, the SDPI or whichever party doesn't matter. That is, they can't fit into the scheme. So that is one explanation that I see. The other explanation is, as far as Modi or Amit Shah is concerned, they view this their alliance with the AIADMK or others in Tamil Nadu as a somewhat extension of their all India arrangement. So wherever they have a relationship with, say, TDP and Jan Sena, and they call it also NDA. So that way they see it that way. But having said that, they will gain credence if they have included, okay, 1 or 2 nominees of the AIADMK in their cabinet. Okay. So in Delhi, when you say that you have revived relationship, after all, AIADMK has some few MPs in Rajya Sabha. So they could have been made ministers. So this share in power, the concept of share in power, is it limited to Tamil Nadu? Or why don't you share power with the AIADMK also at the center? So they have not made it either made it clear or they have not clarified. In fact, either the AIADMK or the BJP. So had the BJP accommodated, okay, AIADMK, even now they have a chance of making Thambidurai deputy chairman of Rajya Sabha, the post of which is falling vacant shortly. So then you will gain credence, but only for the purpose of alliance in Tamil Nadu. You are taking some initiative. That's fine. And the other point is this: you see, as far as the DMK, the difference between DMK and ADMK on this issue is, DMK is the ruling party. Okay, so it has that the strength of being party in power. Okay, to have negotiations with the others. This is what they did. ADMK also did in 2019 and 2021. They did not succeed. Okay, but all the talks took place in Chennai. Okay, but now they don't have power, so they will go to Delhi or whatever it is. And moreover, they are all say Dinakaran or PMK. They all fought together along with the BJP in 24. So there would have been some sort of arrangement when they revived the relationship, that you bring all your allies, okay, to my fold, and maybe that's your responsibility. Of course, this PMK and the ADMK announced their alliance when Anbumani met Edappadi.
Yes.
Okay, so that way there is some difference. But the point is this: perhaps BJP would have conveyed to ADMK that they would be bringing all their allies. So that's how I see it.
No, but my point is that the first press conference that Amit Shah had last April after the revival of the alliance, he made it very clear that we will fight the elections under the leadership of Edappadi Palaniswami. But they have not repeated this anywhere else since then, especially at the public meetings. And one of the most striking things that I saw is in the recent Trichy NDA meeting, where Mr. Edappadi Palaniswami's photo was not there in any of the arts that was put up by the NDA there. So it makes it appear as if the BJP is playing a very dominant role. So wouldn't this send a signal to the sympathizers of the AIADMK, not the hardcore cadres? They may feel that once upon a time our party would lead the alliance. People like MGR was there, Jayalalitha, and even Edappadi Palaniswami in 2021 was quite assertive. But is he losing that assertiveness? And would that impact negatively? Especially, would that make the sympathizers move to a new leader from some other formation or party?
Possible. I think there is. The point is that this doesn't, at least for the purpose of optics, doesn't give them any advantage. Okay, if you leave out the leader, the image of the leader, that is which you who you declare as the leader of the person, then that doesn't help you at all. I think that way, I think BJP, I don't think it has understood the significance of the absence of Edappadi's picture, or for that matter, anybody else who is in that position. Okay, I think then that will only weaken the alliance. Sometimes it makes you wonder whether this kind of actions, it is meant for what? Performing self goals. That is, I don't understand. That is sometimes, logically it somewhat it goes contrary to
It's baffling actually.
yes. So it goes to your logic. It doesn't help your alliance. If you want to win the election, then you have to be much more cohesive, coordinated, and then there can't be this kind of lapses. But the fact that this happens is a matter that they will have to ponder over seriously. I don't think they apply their mind very seriously over this matter at all. I think there is some inherent problem in the scheme of things of the whatever NDA or AIADMK-led front. That way there is some problem. They have not addressed those problems completely.
Yeah, in fact, the other thing I've watched is, there's been hardly any coordination on the ground also. In fact, they haven't had any joint meetings. Only now Mr. Edappadi Palaniswami has announced that the NDA will hold a meeting protesting against the bad law and order situation in Tamil Nadu. Otherwise, they've been largely silent on this. And the other aspect is this TTV Dinakaran, AMMK. It's, I think, a very good thing that the BJP managed to bring him into the NDA, because he brings a certain section of votes to the combination. But TTV Dinakaran, in the first public meeting when he addressed in Madurandangam, he actually said that I will strive to make Edappadi Palaniswami the chief minister. But subsequently there's been a change in his tone. In fact, he has openly declared that we will not negotiate. That is, the AMMK will not negotiate for seats with the AIADMK, and instead we will look up to the BJP for that role. So, is it that the smaller parties are recognizing the BJP as a chief negotiating agency in the alliance, or is it that the old animosity between AMMK and AIADMK that's coming into play here?
As far as your first point is concerned, this lack of cohesion, of course, there is a definite problem which I already talked about. But in fact, when I raised this matter, or rather when I discussed this matter with a middle-level functionary of AIADMK about a month ago, their stock reply was that AIADMK had never held joint or collective agitations. But then I told them that when Jayalalitha was in the opposition, be it during 96 to 2001 or 2006 to 11, there were some joint demonstrations. I told him that in Memorial Hall in 2006, June, Jayalalitha, Vaiko and Thirumavalavan, they all participated. Okay. Anyway, so I think now they have understood that problem. I think that's Edappadi, perhaps he has understood that you need to present a united picture, at least before the public. Only then the cadre will also gain some confidence. I think from that point it flows to the other aspect of your question is about Dinakaran. Okay, so Dinakaran, my understanding is that he would have, because he went on record saying that it was Mr. Amit Shah who brought him to the fold. So in fact it was Amit Shah who raised this, who was responsible for his entry, or rather re-entry into the NDA. So perhaps at the time of his entry, or at the time of the negotiations between Dinakaran and Amit Shah might have committed to him saying that I will get you a decent number of seats and all that. So Edappadi also would have told him that is, you maybe, I don't know, maybe he would have said that just because you can sort it out with Mr. Amit Shah. That is, perhaps I think that's the arrangement. I think that's why. But that doesn't. Again, the point is there is no harm in one party taking up the role of being a chief negotiator, okay, or the principal negotiator. But that should not be at the cost of cohesion of the front. After all, you are participating in the election to win the election, okay, not for the sake of participation, and like say NTK, okay, like that. You go there, it's not that. So because Amit Shah, Modi, they have been saying that they should throw this DMK out of power. So when you say that, when you emphasize that that is your goal, then you should proceed towards the fulfillment of that goal. I think all these events I think don't help the alliance.
That's right. And do you think also it's a good strategy to have a bloc within a bloc? Now, today, if you allow the AMMK and other smaller parties to use the BJP for negotiations, let's imagine a situation where the AIADMK falls short of the magic number of 117 or 118 post-elections. Then, whom will they be negotiating? They will not be able to deal with any of the smaller parties directly. The BJP will have an upper hand there.
Yes, certainly. So, of course, this bloc within bloc, that arrangement has been there for quite some time. You see, in 2001, it was Tamaka, which
Tamil
Nadu Congress, which got some seats for Congress, 14 seats.
In the AIADMK alliance.
In the AIADMK alliance. And in 1999, Pamak, there is Patali Makkal Katchi got, there is supposedly it should have given 2 seats to Tamil Rajiv Congress of Edappadi, but they allotted 1 seat.
1 seat, yes.
So this kind of arrangement has been there for quite some time, but the arrangement per se is not a problem. I don't see it as a problem. But the point is that it should only facilitate the cohesion. It should facilitate greater coordination within the alliance. If you are going to work at crossroads or cross purposes, then what is the fun in having that? As far as the hypothetical question, yes, then at that time the BJP will gain upper hand, and then the point is that Moreover, the BJP is in power at the center.
Center, exactly, yes.
So it has got all the resources, at its disposal. That way, I think that government, at least from the day number one, on paper at least, will be much weaker than what a government, government in the state, particularly like Tamil Nadu, should be. So that's why I think all these are all matters of concern for the NDA. I think that they should address these issues much more seriously. But I don't think they are even
Cognizant
discussing
of the whole
yes,
thing,
yes, they are conscious of all these things, and they think that all this will be glossed over by people.
Let me come to another aspect of the whole discussion. Sashikala, she has announced that she has launched a political party. Basically, it's a political party that has been registered by somebody else, the Agila India Purochit Talaivar Bakkal Munnetra Kalakam. It's such a lengthy name. So she has said that she will field candidates, although Sashikala herself will not be able to contest this assembly election on account of the disqualification under the Representation of People Act due to her conviction in the corruption case. But if she enters and challenges the AIADMK fielded candidates, AIADMK and both the AIAMMK, then given her, what do I say, given her sway over a section of the Mukkulaturs, very small section, right? Wouldn't that impact the AIADMK and AIAMMK more than the DMK alliance?
It should. I think it would also. I think her intention, as far as I see, is to ensure the defeat of AIADMK wherever possible. So to that extent, she will. I think her candidates will work. That is, I don't think they are all going. I don't expect them to win anywhere. Regardless of the number of candidates that her party will put up. But the point is that the AIADMK should be weakened wherever it is possible. So in the process, if it gets defeated, well and good. And I think maybe her game plan is that once Edappadi loses this election also, and she may think that she can stake claim over the party, over the AIADMK, and then she may try to get a big share. Okay. So it is part of their power struggle. It is a reflection of the power struggle that she has been having with Edappadi, and I don't think that. I think people are also clear that her candidates are not going to win, but if they get some 5,000 votes or 4,000 votes or 3,000 votes, wherever, okay, even if a few hundred votes, and if that disturbs the eventual outcome to the detriment of the AIADMK, then her purpose is served. So I think regardless of there is maybe whether she has got sway over Mukkulaturs partially or wholly, but the one impression that Edappadi has somehow given is that he doesn't respect Mukkulatur leaders.
Or the Mukkulaturs rather feel alienated from
that perception somehow he has given, and I think so that would also work when her candidates are in the fray.
It's rather sad to see a political party that has ruled Tamil Nadu for the most number of years, cumulatively about 31 years, disintegrate and not present a very cohesive picture on account of ego clashes between the different personalities involved post Jayalalitha. Anyway, I mean, that's for them to sort it out. But I'll come to the final part of the conversation. This time, it's very strange. Usually, political parties come up with election manifestos at one go, right? They make a grandiose announcement and then work towards propagating it. But in January itself, AIADMK leader Edappadi Palaniswami had announced the first phase of the manifesto and then subsequently has gone on to announce the other phases as well. And very interesting promises he has made. For instance, the increase in the Magalir Urmai Togai for women, heads of family, from 1,000 to 2,000 was his idea, which the DMK has now promised after that. He also brought in made a very good promise of paying the unemployed persons who have registered with the employment exchange a monthly cash assistance till the time they get employment. and many other schemes, but they all been made in installments. Is it an attempt to keep the AIADMK in the news cycle, by making announcement every, fortnight or once in a month? Does the strategy work, or does this actually give the opposition parties an upper hand subsequently to, improvise on these announcements?
As far as your observation for the previous question, I think when we discussed this, I think ADMK, disintegration of ADMK, I don't think it has happened or it is happening. Okay. Some leaders have gone out of the fold, but we will have to see how the election results are going to be.
But the vote share has shrunk.
Vote share has shrunk. It has become weaker. It has become weaker. But the party as such, it is disintegrating. I don't think that is happening, because at the field level, the party infrastructure is by and large intact. So we will have to see what kind of impact will be there after the, say, 2026 assembly elections, and then so that's that way. That's my point. As far as this release of promises, these manifestos or assurances on a piecemeal basis, form per se is not a problem, or it doesn't matter at all, I think. But the point is that whether you are in a position to, or you will be in a position to fulfill them. That is what it matters. Okay. So in fact, in 2021 also, DMK in Tirchi, I think they made some set of promises.
Seven promises.
Before they released their manifesto. So perhaps this is becoming a trend, becoming a norm among political parties. Of course, making promises also on different points of time in the past also people have done. Maybe this is a new norm. I think in other states also they are doing it. Maybe that's, but anyway, but the limited point is the promises you make should be feasible. They should not mislead people. Okay. So, in fact, for example, last time DMK talked about a waiver of NEET.
Yes.
Okay, everybody knows that state government can't do it on its own. Yes. So, the limited point is the promises, you can make promises in any manner that you would like to do, but they should not mislead people, they should be feasible.
Yes.
Okay. Then don't, if for example, this even Vijay's promise, this gold sovereign, I don't think given the prices,
it's not
possible, it can be attractive. The promises may appear to be attractive, but even if he becomes CM, so that's my point. So they should be feasible.
That's a very valid point you made, TRK. In fact, I'll be having more discussions with you in due course. In fact, I plan to have one even on the feasibility of promises given the fiscal constraints that Tamil Nadu has. So thank you very much for joining this discussion. We will meet you in another episode of Tamil Nadu Elections with the Hindu. Thank you for watching.